The cathedral is rather large. I can provide you with directions so you do not get lost. Where would you like to go? Go up the stairs to the right, and you will find the balcony, bathed in the light of Lord Grannis. Nice source of natural lighting. Must really reduce the fatigue and eye strain. Yes, it is always bathed in the welcome light. Should it be the welcoming light of Lord Grannis? Does one need any more than that? Yeah, I heard that. Oh, never mind. Go up the stairs to your left and you will find 2 rooms. The first room is yours. Up the stairs to the left, first room. Got it, thanks. Right, that's the same. Go up the stairs to your left and you will find 2 rooms. The last room is the library. Up the stairs to the left, last room. Got it, thanks. Wait. I don't want to read that yet. This script is unfamiliar to me. Wow, this is really interesting. Oh, Mr. Ryudo, what did he have to say? You mean when he was actually talking it out of his mouth? Nothing that wasn't completely ridiculous. So he wants you to find the divine sword in order to halt the day of darkness. A dubious undertaking. We walk unguided through shadows. The only clue is the words, the divine sword rests with the Legion of Darkness. You find anything else about that? No, not in this place. Anyway, Mr. Ryudo, you ought to read some of these books too. They have lots of details about Valmar and Grannis, the battle of good and evil, the day of darkness, and even the divine sword. Dinner awaits in the other room, and books do not spoil or grow cold without use. But I like books. Alright, this is going to be murder. Holy Book of Grannis, Book 1. Know ye that long before the present age, man dwelled amidst the light, and that light was love, and man called the light Grannis. The earth was filled with exceeding bounty. Honey and milk issued from its secret founts. Then darkness also issued its seed. The souls of men were as vessels for the bane of light, and man called the darkness Valmar, the tempter, devourer of souls. And there were those who named the darkness God, gluted into the desire and lust, thence blotting the light from their eyes. If they were not satisfied that the light should anoint the earth, so that those who sided with light moved to oppose them. Their war was a fire consuming the earth. The skies hung thick with fat and bone. This man called the battle of good and evil. It's a little different than what I'm used to hearing. This is a version that Elena and the other followers of Grannis read, so it is not the same as the simplified accounts. There's a little more detail in this one. Holy Book of Grannis, Book 2. Misery joined in equal ruin for 6 days and 7 nights. And on the 7th day, darkness and light sought a reckoning. The hand of light gripped its blade, great and terrible, and the cloak of darkness was as its shield. Thus they were armed for war. True struck the blade of light, and the darkness was cleaved and was not. Then did the blade pierce even the earth. The seas boiled and were scabrous, and long the land wept. Even so was the earth riven, and its wound man named the Granicliffs. Then did the light move to seal those parts of darkness that yet remained, for at its fall it did not remain whole. Those who named the darkness God were in like fashion named the people of darkness, and they did hide their faces from heaven. Content in his work, the light blessed the earth, and all was made well, and then wounded, the light fell in a heavy slumber. The light will burn in our hearts, it will not expire. This men swore, for the God of light shall return to claim the earth. And the sword of light, called the divine sword, came to rest with the legion of darkness in remembrance of their betrayal. And there was peace. The people of darkness. Something wrong, kid? You're pale. Nothing at all. You sure about that? Holy Book of Grannis, Book 3. Yet after this, a new moon was hung in the heavens, its face gazing balefully downward upon the earth. It was an ill omen, swollen heavy with foreboding and dread, and it was said that darkness yet had power. And again the souls of men were sifted and tried by the darkness as it sought to bring about the day of its return. This man called the day of darkness, for the light will depart, and the dead shall rise to the throne of judgment. Know ye that this is the last judgment, when all will be weighed and found lacking, and all brought to ruin. The works of man will be brought low, the darkness will set at naught all man's labors in preparation for its terrible rebirth. Know, my brethren, that Valmar is yet at the door. Gird yourselves in the light, for our purpose is one. This must not come to pass. The moon's creation in particular interests me, for I have not before heard a tale told as such. What do your people say about it? We do not ponder the making of each grain of sand. They have ever been so, as the setting of the sun and the rising of the moon. And what about Grannis and Valmar? You think they had something to do with it? My eyes do not see them do so, but others believe as they wish to, but I do not know the truth behind this. The Holy Annals of the Ages of the Gods, Chapter 1, Golden Dawn Age. Neither darkness nor light split the heavens, but suffering, pain, the groaning of the earth, the wailing of men, huddled in fearing the storm's wrath, the violence of nature, living in blindness, tooth and steel gnashing in the air, lives spent in desperation, turning into gyre, an endless throb of misery, and then an uneasy sleep. Life slipping, passing without note, the names of the dead unused, unremembered. Great, now I'm depressed and bored. Maybe it gets better. Chapter 2. Silvery White Light Age. The lights descended then, and the chaos was bound. The rivers of blood were dammed. Their eyes were opened, this the light did. No longer did man war with his brother. There was paradise. The light of peace is Grannis, the god whose praises we sing. Yet there were those who hated the light, who turned their eyes from its measureless love. The light fell upon their backs, casting long shadows on the earth. Darkness was birthed. Valmar, apparently. Yes, these are the holy annals of the ages of the gods. They describe the battle between Grannis and Valmar, in an annoyingly roundabout fashion. The Holy Book of Grannis is said to have been based on this text. There is more. Let us keep up with this reading. Good grief. Chapter 3. Red Twilight Age. Those who followed light warred against those called demons, who likewise called them Gowlers. For 6 days and nights the earth was torn and turned to coals. Then came the 7th day. The light drew its sword, great and terrible. Darkness drew its cloak about its face. And the day and night were fire and lightning, until each had run the other through. The sword of light pierced the earth, raising the boiling sea, sinking the bursting land. Thus did the darkness fall in 7 pieces, sealed by the followers of light, into the depths of the earth. Then did a new moon rise. Fear struck those who followed light. Still they await the return of darkness. Still the people of darkness conceal themselves in the earth. And still the divine sword rests with the legion of darkness. I can't read this anymore. It's boring, it's stupid, and it's badly written. But what's a Gowler? One who would imprison another. An interesting choice of words to describe those who followed Grannis. I don't understand how you can read this stuff, kid. Well, I have liked reading these books ever since I was little. Chapter 4. Black Midnight Age. The time of judgment has come. Sins once forgotten return to sink the soul. For the day of darkness has come at last. The light is swallowed by a growing shadow. And demons boil up from the earth. Those who remain moan and dread with their last breaths. For the dead rise from the grave, bringing judgment to the world with brimstone and flame. Now is the time to beg for deliverance. Do not allow darkness in your soul. Darkness is ruin and destruction, and the judgment of the wicked eternal. And there's our day of darkness. It is so. This is what everyone's afraid of? Dead people? Yes. Look, even if Dead came back somehow, how hard could it be to kill them again? They didn't do so well the last time around. But if that really did happen, it would be terrible. Not going to happen. What's with my controller? We did, yes, we did, in fact, return the books we read to their places. I feel like I gotta sneeze. I heard that dinner is ready. It will be ready very soon. Please wait a little while. What good is it to chase after fancy now that the threat of darkness is upon us? No one has ever found the divine sword. Oh, come on, controller. What's with you? Come on. Don't do this to me now. How can he be so nonchalant about matters of such weight? I must consult my auguries for some means of holding back the darkness. This is an evil sign. The day of darkness draws near. What? This light. Ah, the wings of Valmor! Valmor, here in the cathedral! Someone come, quickly! Truly, bread is the body's life, as the earth is to all that spring from it. So also a fine bread is loam for the soul. Well, this bread is delicious. Mr. Ryudo, are you going to eat? Rowan, Merrick, I'm going to look for that sword. I thought you would say that. This sword interests me, for I have not before heard of its like. You two coming along? It was evermore my intent. Please, let me come along too. I could use your help. I appreciate it. If it is as His Holiness Zera says, this has meaning for me too. What do you mean? Well, you see... Not again. We're eating. Please, excuse me. I am told that Valmar has taken human form and entered the cathedral. Have you seen any suspicious persons? Huh? No, no one has been here. Please, excuse the interruption. I must go. Must be Millennia. What is she thinking? Let's see. Let's start here. Closed. Hang on, if Millennia were outside, we'd be able to see the fire spreading already. She must be in the cathedral somewhere. Well, by process of elimination. Millennia. So you're gonna look for the Grandia Saber, right, Ryudo? You, what are you doing here? You're practically standing on the dinner plate of Granis. Oh, like I care. If Granis ever wakes up, the big god can smack me stupid. Long as I get to follow you around again, Ryudo. I don't think you thought this through. See, when we find the sword, we're going to use it to stab evil people. Oh, you're concerned about me? No one has ever been such a gentleman to me before. Just do what you think is best. I don't think you understand what I'm saying here, Millennia. Don't worry about me. I know what I want, and we're running out of time. I guess that's it. You guys see anything new? Nope. His Holiness Zera is waiting. Let's go. I don't think they're going to say anything different. Well, Mr. Ryudo, have you made up your mind? One question. When we get the Grandia Saber, will it belong to you or the church? And how will it be used? The sole purpose of the sword is to strike down Valmar. As such, it belongs to none. For this great hope Grandia has given to all. I'll take your word for it. Time to rock. We'll find the Grandia Saber. But not for the sake of Grandia or the church. Ryudo! Look, I'm sick of all the suffering in the world. If Grandia won't do something about it, then someone has to. Well, well, Mr. Ryudo. Elena, you should leave now as well. Your soul brims with light. Be strong in your mission, and do not yield your heart. Yes, Your Holiness Zera. Farewell. Lord Grandia spoke to me last night. I am permitted to tell you this. Ryudo must face the past, should he desire the divine sword. You should remember this. Ah, you should also take this along. It is sure to be useful. No. No, it won't. Elena, take care, and remember well our words. Your Holiness. Ryudo, thank you for accepting this request. I wasn't going to let a dainty little princess mince and prance around without a faithful and obedient bodyguard. Oh, Ryudo, you... Miss Elena, we're together again. Our paths again are as one. It is good. Thank you, everyone. Come on, let's get moving. Mr. Ryudo, we beseech you to take on the mission of finding the divine sword. Look, I don't like the thought of anyone else suffering. I'll find that sword, but it's up to you to do something with it. Yes, we understand that. We will be thinking of how the divine sword can be used to help those in need. This is a mission to save the world. O Lord Grandia, please provide your divine protection to Ryudo and the songstress. You've got to. You've just got to find the divine sword. Hey, I don't see how this could be that important. If you find the divine sword, we're sure the day of darkness will come. Even if it does come, the divine sword will protect us. Okay. I know that already. So calm down. If the divine sword really exists, we'll win. Yes, probably. That's right. At least I suppose so. With the divine sword, the day of darkness is certain not to come. But even if it does, we could do something with the divine sword. I hope you can find the Grandia Saber and save the world, but no one has any clues to its whereabouts. If the divine sword isn't found, we'll do something. Use the Cathedral Knights? No. Join prayer by all Lord Grandia's followers? And what if your prayer-a-thon doesn't work either? I guess we have to use the Cathedral Knights then. But Pope Zera has to approve any use of the Cathedral Knights. Oh dear. If you can find the divine sword for us, I'm sure we can dispel the curse that's been laid upon the world. There's no guarantee that the sword can even do that. Oh, but it will. That is why you must find the divine sword. We're counting on you. Alright, I'm paranoid, so I'm going to check the volume levels again real quick. Yeah, they're still there. I'm sorry, but after that last disaster of a stream, like I just want to be absolutely certain. No one let me live that down. Where'd he go? Even Pope Zera believes that a crisis is nigh upon the world. How terrifying. No, Pope Zera cannot be feeling uneasy like that. It must be some sort of mistake. Forget about Zera for a second. How do you feel? Well, Pope Zera is always right, so that is why I am uneasy as well. By all means, please find and bring us a divine sword, for everyone's sake. Yes, we will do our best. If I find it, the plan is to bring it here. But plans, like so many other things in life, can change. We're counting on you. If only we could have the divine sword here. Think of all the new followers, and think of all the ex-followers who will return to our church. And what will that bring about? The more people that pray to Grannis, the further we can drive darkness away. That is why we are spreading our religion non-stop. By all means, please find and bring us a divine sword. That's the same. How could this be? Have not the wings of Valmar appeared in this cathedral? That is why we must not give up on finding the divine sword. How many times have I said that? Too many if you ask me. There's nothing to really be afraid of. I hear you're searching for the divine sword for Lord Grannis' sake, right? I'll be searching for it, all right. But definitely not for your precious Grannis. I've got my own reasons. If we have the divine sword, when the day of darkness comes, Lord Grannis will vanquish Valmar. Ah, Lord Grannis' sword of judgment, dispelling all darkness from the world. Can anything be more stunning than that? I have seen battle, and it is never very stunning. Have you ever been in combat? Well, no, but nothing will diminish the glory of Valmar falling before Lord Grannis' mighty sword. Heavens, have you heard? Valmar at this cathedral. Oh, it is so terrible, what shall we do? Hey, nothing's happened, so quit it with all the hysterics. But, oh, were the divine sword to be found, such things will not come to pass. It is so terrible, Valmar at this cathedral. Oh, I hope the divine sword is found soon. Sure, okay. We only ask that you return the books we have read to their proper places. We know. Probably should have saved, so I don't have... Never thought we'd travel together again. I'm counting on you, Elena, okay? I feel the same way, Ryudo. Rowan, Merrick, and Sky, too. I'm counting on all of you. This time, it might be more difficult for us. Difficult times are indeed upon us. Welcome is the comfort of friends in this hour. That's right. Traveling will not be fun at all without you, Miss Elena. But where to travel to? The divine sword is held by the Legion of Darkness. We can't just knock on their door, grab it, and run. I'm not familiar with this divine sword. I remember in the Holy Book containing a passage, the people of darkness continue to hide deep in the bowels of the earth. Is it a metaphor? Or is there more substance in it? Perhaps it is with these people we shall find the Legion of Darkness. Perhaps if we visit the kingdom of Siren where I lived, we might learn the meaning of these words. Got a lead? No, I just thought we might learn something useful. What other knowledge have we which would intimate? Alright, that's... Which other knowledge have we which would intimate a course of action? I'm pretty sure that's the wrong word there. Something about confronting my past, which probably means Malphus. Surely it could be none but he, Malphus. A long time it has been, brother. Now, you two. Anyway, the Kingdom of Siren, what's it like? Well, the climate is warm, and there is lots of water. Very good country. We don't need a weather report, kid. We need to find some leads, and we might as well start in the Kingdom of Siren. The Kingdom of Siren lies to the east of the St. Heim Mountains. Come, let us go. Anyone else around here? The Divine Sword. It would be so wonderful for us if you were to find it. And why would that be so wonderful? You'd be recovering and displaying a legendary sword. That would be a miracle from God. Ryudo, if you are indeed the one who uncovers this lost weapon, will that constitute a miracle? Who knows? I can't begin to understand all these religious zealots. Finding the sword would be wonderful indeed. Quit acting so strange. It's not like I know where it is. I might not find it at all. But if you do find it, it will be a divine miracle. Alright, first things first, I'm going to save. Ryudo, I would like to take a minute to pray to Lord Grandia for a safe trip. Yeah, sure, whatever. With all these statues, you could pray all day. Oh, so you're off again. Be sure to touch the wings of that statue. They say the wings of Grandia help to keep travelers safe on their journeys. I guess you'd call it a good luck charm. That reminds me. Legend states that the wings of Lord Grandia provide protection against misfortune. Many people pray for a safe trip, and thus they touch the wings of Lord Grandia for divine protection. Aha! You travelers should touch the wings of Lord Grandia before you leave in order to have a safe trip. I'll check out the pasture first. Actually, save first. Actually, those holy ashes would remain useful. That is what I got, right? Good grief, it's been like almost 2 hours since I saved. For a moment, I thought my water was rated M. I think my eyes are getting a little tired. Alright. Still think it's not right with my headphones either. They are not comfortable at all. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. They're actually saying something different. Unless I just missed that guy, which is very well possible. Oh, hello. Did you folks come to sunbathe here too? No, we came to this place because of the tranquility it provides. It's lovely, isn't it? It's my favorite place in all the same time. They say Lord Grandia watches us over this place. For the sun and breeze here, I must say that no place enjoys as much of Lord Grandia's protection as this one. Lord Grandia, may I enjoy another day of peace and tranquility. So you're heading past the Royal Hills and heading towards the Siren Kingdom. Would you like to hear some advice? What would you offer as advice? I gotta take these off for a minute, because they're starting to hurt my ears. To get to the Siren Kingdom, just go through the old ruins. By the way, there's a maze in those ruins. Do you know how to get through the maze? No, please tell me. The maze seems the same all over, but look at the floor, you'll see different colors. If it's the same as when I was young, the key to follow the white floor is to follow the white floor tiles. Be careful in that maze. Thank you, you are very kind. Please take good care of yourself as well. Well, so long. It's okay, I'll figure it out. Is that right? Well, you're welcome to come back if you change your mind. I know the lay of the land all around here. No thanks, you'll be fine. Is that right? That's the same. I think there's 2 more NPCs. The sun and breeze here, I must say that it's the same. Those squeak bars at long white wool. Wait, that's the same. I'll talk to this guy and I'll come back. The windmills are turning fast today. Yet another blessing from Lord Grandia. Something to be thankful for. Don't forget to be thankful to Lord Grandia. What? Are you kidding? My luck in meeting you all again. And that I am able to travel again. I thank Lord Grandia for all of that. Well, well, it seems the land thanks Lord Grandia for everything, even the brightness of the sun and the blueness of the sky. The constant wind that comes from the sacred mountains helps us harvest our crops, so our country has plenty of good wheat. And the power of the wind helps mill wheat. You could say that Lord Grandia breathes life into us through the wind. So you're saying we don't do anything ourselves. It's all done by Lord Grandia. Sounds like your god enjoys a monopoly. Still, A lot of the people here are quite happy about it, and I rather like these people. Each time I see those windmills turning, I get such a deep feeling of happiness. I can't help being grateful to Lord Grannis. Alright, we'll talk to that lady again. Oh, I thought she was just saying the same thing at first. I think we'll just talk to everyone around here, maybe back in Miramu, and then that will be it for today. Those squeakbots with the long white wool, their ancient ancestors used to be clouds. White fluffy clouds that floated in the sky. And Grannis changed them into animals so that they could serve our ancestors, who were suffering in hunger and cold. How fortunate. I thought I'd be living an easy life, but it seems I got a lot of work to do. An easy life really makes you happy. We take the squeakbots out to the fields on sunny days. Sometimes they stare up at the sky. I'm sure they must be talking with their old friends, the clouds that are still in the sky. Yes, I suppose so. I suppose they were a little lonely being separated like that. Alright. I got about 20 minutes or so. I'll pray that you all have a safe journey, and that you will receive Lord Grannis' divine protection at your destination. You'll be fine, I'm sure of it. I'll be with some very good companions. So just recently I was a drunk, but thanks to the good, clean living here, I think I can overcome my addiction. People can change, and soon I'll be able to return to the son I left behind in the kingdom of Siren. Well, congratulations, and as a matter of fact, we have to be on our way to Siren. Oh, you're heading there. In that case, I have something to ask you. Would you please convey a message to Mark, my son? He lives in Siren. That is, if you have the chance to meet him. Could I ask it of you? Sorry, try someone else. Hey, what is wrong with you, Ryudo? Why are you being so nasty? Nasty? I just thought a message that important should come from the kid's father, not some band of travelers. I have to agree with Ryudo here, but given the circumstances, it would not take that much time. We should help this guy. Would you please convey a message to Mark, my son? He lives in Siren. Really? Oh, thank you. The message is, I'm working hard, I'm coming to see you, so please wait for me. Okay, but understand, we're not going to scour the town for your son. We'll give him the message only if we happen to run into him. Sure, that's fine. I'll just pray that you do. Please accept this token of my gratitude. If you carry this, you can make friends with a cute little critter named Karo. It's all I can give as a token of my thanks. Well, I'd imagine we could try to look for the kid a little. We'll see what happens when we get to Siren. No promises, though. Puff nuts. Oh, sorry about the table. This is murder in my throat. If you happen to meet my son, Mark, please tell him Papa is working hard. Of course, only if you happen to meet him. Thank you. It's the same. I know what we'll have for our family lunch. Some homemade cheesecake made with squeakbot cheese. We eat bread for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and our family eats together as always. Now that's happiness. Yes, that is happiness. It is wonderful that you gather your entire family gathers for meals together. Okay, what have we been waiting for? Homemade squeakbot cheesecake. I better start baking it quickly. Hey, you know what the Day of Darkness did? That's the same. I think it's the same. That's different. That was different. I think actually those two were different, so I'm gonna go back through them. Hey, you know what the Day of Darkness is? Real scary stuff happens on that day. You wouldn't believe how scary it is. But this country will be okay because Lord Grannis is protecting us. It won't be scary at all for us. Yes, we will surely be fine with Lord Grannis watching over us. Lord Grannis will always be protecting this country, so we don't need to be afraid of the Day of Darkness. Of course I am thankful for the good things, but I also accept any misfortune that comes my way as the will of Lord Grannis. I will never forget my gratitude to Lord Grannis. no matter what happens. Everything that exists is by the grace of Lord Grannis. Yes, that is right. And I must be grateful that I am able to travel with my companions. I will never forget my gratitude to Lord Grannis. No matter what happens, everything that is owes its existence to Lord Grannis. Excuse me, sister, that day, the day of darkness is coming. Is it coming soon? No, I really do not think it will arrive anytime soon. You do not need to worry yourself with such thoughts. Oh, good, good, good. You see, I just hung out my laundry to dry. Excuse me. What would I do if the day of darkness suddenly came? I was so worried that I wouldn't be able to finish my laundry before the day of darkness came. I mean, during the day of darkness, laundry in a line would have to have a pretty hard time drying, eh? I'm not quite sure how to respond to that. I would think that laundry would be the least of your concerns. Well, you've come this far, so you better just play along with it. I'm sure when the day of darkness comes, you won't be able to sunbathe at all. That'll be rough. So, you guys have actually met Celine before? Isn't she totally amazing? Her style is so pure, she'd never allow any evil, but still she drives me wild. Oh yeah, maybe we should keep you on a leash then. My yearnings for Celine are not based on any sordid reasons. I am but a pure, simple devotee. I don't expect her to stare straight at me, or hit me, or step on me with her high heels. Yeah, whatever. Are you guys getting ready to leave? Maybe you could offer Celine a prayer to protect her against evils. No, that's okay. I am sure the Great Inquisitor doesn't need any prayers from people like me. Did I already talk with you? Ha, what a great timing. I just came with the bakery. They had lots of breadcrumbs for me. Huh? Yoo-hoo, come here, birdie. I got some food for ya. Come on. Oh my, breadcrumbs. How delectable. Ryudo, stop laughing. It is not humorous. This happens everywhere we go. What's this? A talking bird? It's been quite some time since I've been surprised by an exotic creature. Sorry, I thought that was important. Oh, not again, please. Not again. Look, I can talk. No big deal. Ha, Sky. You are like a rare flower in the spacious field of this country. Ah, the beast can talk too? Talking birds and beasts? I had no idea. I guess some really weird things happen in other countries, huh? Weird things do indeed occur. But they have nothing to do with Merrick and I. Wait, is there anyone back in here? No. I've been to the Siren Kingdom on the other side. Well, I like this country better. Just so happens our next destination is the Kingdom of Siren. Rowan, you are from there, right? Well, yes, actually. What's wrong, Rowan? Every time someone mentions your hometown, you clam right up. We've got lovely hills all around us, and my husband is very happy here. It's a quiet place with beautiful scenery. Check out that wild-looking man. Bushy hair, muscles everywhere. Ooh, maybe he'll squeeze me with those big arms. Ha, lady, if he squeezed you, he'd snap every bone in your back. Probably kill you. No lie. Really, but I've been waiting for someone with I've been waiting for some excitement. That's one crazy bird. I need a little excitement. This place is a bit too peaceful. Pretty dull, I'd say. Oh well. So Lord Grannis came down from the same height, high mountains, right? Where did they go after that? Lord Grannis went deep into our souls, continuing to watch over us even now. Oh, really? So Lord Grannis is inside of us. Is that why everyone prays? Hello, hello, can you hear me? Lord Grannis, I know you're in me. Please be my friend, okay? Any other comments on that one? We'll do the same as before. We'll head back down and around. I don't expect anything new in the library, but I'll check it out. Now I'm thinking it would have been better if I had gone with them to that distant town. Being separated from those you care about is difficult. Any situation is best faced together. I am so happy, for instance, I can travel with my friends again. Now I wait with our son for my husband to come back. It's so hard to wait and wait. Before I started these trips, I think I could stand being alone, but now I cannot bear it. Now I want to be with my friends. Waiting is hard, but I have no choice but to wait. Have faith and wait, that's all. My mom is all worrying about my dad. all the time now. Even though I'm not worried at all. You're a very confident guy, so why aren't you worried at all? Why? Because I have faith. Faith in Lord Grannis, and faith in my dad. My dad always told me that faith is the most important thing of all. That's why I have lots of faith. Great, and I have lots of faith too. I have faith that your wishes will come true. Thank you, sister. I'll do my best. I promise I'll always have faith in my dad. I have faith in Lord Grannis. I have faith in my dad who serves Lord Grannis. I'll do my best to keep my faith. That takes care of that one. Check both the houses, and then I'll go up and around. I'll start upstairs here. Oh dear, so busy, so busy. Another hectic day. Why the big fuss? Why are you so busy? I got plans all day today. First I go sunbathing with my friends, and then I'm off to the store. Busy. I'm not a slacker like my dad who just talks about trade all day, and my mom who just talks about Pope Zara. I've got to get ready to leave. I'm so busy. I got a lot of work to do now. I got to sell off a lot of RM root back in Liligu. A lot of work. Despite all that, my wife keeps harping on me about Pope Zara's sermons. She doesn't get it. I'm a traitor. I wish she'd shut up. Please, respect your wife. That is no way to talk about the woman you share your life with. Yeah, Lana's right, you know. What? RM root doesn't sell anymore? You mean my information was bogus? Oh, think about the Skyway falling wasn't a rumor? Yes. I'm afraid so. We saw it ourselves before coming here. Ah, how could that be? All of my assets, my dreams. Oh, Lord Grannis, help me. Lord Grannis, help me. Oh, I've got to get the advice of Pope Zara right away. He changes tune pretty quick. My husband's going with me to the great cathedral next time, even if I have to drag him by his ear. While I agree it is wonderful to attend the sermons, I do not agree with forcing someone else to go. It's okay. It was his idea to go. He says he's not cut out to be a merchant. A sermon or two will make him wake up. He didn't want to hear Pope Zara's sermons. I wish he'd make a big mistake then. That would have been better than our situation now. Alright, other house. Our buildings are made of stones that were laid without leaving any gaps. They are sturdy enough to withstand earthquakes. However, if even one stone is removed, the entire structure crumbles immediately, as is true of spiritual bonds among people. Whoa, that makes these buildings rather dangerous, doesn't it? I'd say the designer blew it then. There you go, shutting your irresponsible mouth off again. When people share spiritual bonds, they can overcome any obstacle. This is the meaning of my designs. Indeed, the sharing of spiritual bonds is very important. We are trying to do just that. Well, rah. Why don't you run out and campaign for this guy? Oh, Elena, as amiable as ever, I see. And you, Ryudo, you are as defiant as always. If you ever find yourself facing a tough situation, think of our wonderful buildings. I'm sure they will help you succeed. Yeah, We can throw rocks at the eye. Good to know. Even before my husband became an architect, he was always a devout follower of Grannis, which explains his spiritual designs. So he always hopes that the people who live in his buildings will be spiritually uplifted and energized by his designs. What a wonderful thought. Ryudo, wouldn't you like to live in a house designed by him? What are you trying to say, Elena? That I need spiritual uplifting? Ever the optimist, Elena. Ever the optimist. My husband always hopes that his designs will help the people in his buildings live happily, although ordinary people are generally unable to understand the meanings of my husband's designs. While I am fascinated by these designs, the curves are such warmth. I really enjoy the buildings here. To be honest, I don't understand the meanings of my husband's designs, but I still think they're nice. I'm happy just to be in the company of someone who works so diligently to design these buildings. To be honest, I don't understand the meanings of my husband's designs, but I still think they're nice. Oh, that's the same. I'll hit the bakery on the way out, so I'll make a loop. Nothing faces them. They got nerves of steel. They just keep on marching. I wish I could march with the Cathedral Knights. even though they kind of give me the creeps. As long as those guys are around, peace will be maintained here. I'm not sure how much I trust those knights. Their style's way too cold-hearted, almost as if they weren't human at all. I prefer the way we do things. Come to think of it, I don't think I've ever actually seen the face of any of those cathedral knights. They're always wearing those helmets. I wonder why. Could it be that they're too shy to show their faces? Shy isn't the first word I'd use. Wait, what was that last one? They've always got their faces covered by those big helmets. I wonder why. Alright. I don't think there's anything in the library. I think we got time for... Go back to Miramu. No, that's okay. If there's anything you'd like to know about the books, please don't hesitate to ask, okay? Well, we have a book called Runaway Love. That has been very popular lately. It's a story about a princess who passionately pursues an adventure-minded knight who rides a white horse. Yeah, that sound. Another typo count. I think we're up to 21. If my count's correct, it's either 21 or 16. I think it's 16, actually. That sounds right up my alley. Do I look like the type of person who would read such trash? A skill book, eh? That is indeed one type of book, but I'm afraid it's the type we don't have here. In short, you're looking for the type of book that one would simply read to learn the various types of skills. In that case, I'm not very knowledgeable about that kind of book, but the man who owns the general store is, so why don't you go ask him? We have 4 skill books now. You'll think they'd have someone tell us about them by now. Okay, bakery's down here. I think we have time for a Miramu. It's not that big a village, at least. When times were tough for me, I was given bread from the store, and I was told to give thanks to Lord Grannis. Now, even though I am working here, I never fail to give thanks each day to Lord Grannis, for his blessings have sustained me. I get lonely when I think about my late husband, but working here always revives my spirits. People come to me here wearing very sad faces, but they show me a smile when I give them some bread, and that is so encouraging. Please keep up the good work. In my travels, I have also encountered many people who wore very distraught faces. Each time that happens, it reminds me how little I can do on my own. Even so, I want to work much harder. Sister, may you always enjoy the divine protection of Lord Grannis during your travels. At this bakery, we bake batch after batch of bread all day long, just so it's fresh from the oven all day. Really, you know, I'd love to bake some bread here sometime. It'd be fun to have everyone taste it. You bet it's fun, and it pleases Lord Grannis too. Come try it anytime, I'll teach you how. Watch out everyone. Who's the one who has to eat Elena's burnt black bread? No comment. No matter what I try, I just make a mess of it. Every bit of work I've tried so far has been pure hell. So anyhow, I've been thinking, maybe I ought to try and make a new man out of myself somehow. Know what kind of prayer I could say that I could maybe learn how to make some good bread? How about you try to do something on your own instead of constantly relying on others to get you through life? That's almost exactly what they told me at the bakery when I asked them, but they were much nicer about it. You know, I never thought of praying to help others succeed. I have always been caught up worrying about my own failures. And you know what? I figure even a klutz like me could do a decent job of praying for other people. Always live with a mind to help others. He who helps others will himself be helped, so said Lord Grannis. Right now, it looks like I might get to go work at the bakery that's been helping me. Lord Grannis, please remake my soul into one that works in strength and kindness, and that prays for the happiness of others. Actually, I think I might call it here for today. My voice is wrecked. But first, I'm going to do the dinner scene. May you be blessed by Lord Grannis. Come on, let's get something to eat. I need to relax a little. Eating here with all these reminds me of when the priest suddenly showed up and snatched you. What a bunch of insolent louts. Boy, was that ever a surprise. We didn't even have a moment to say farewell. I was curious if I would ever see you again. As was I. I thought we might never gather around a table like this. Or we might never again gather around a table like this. I am grateful that we can. After you left, Elena, we sat here and tried to talk, but mostly we just stared at your empty chair. After missing you so much, it sure is a pleasure to be rejoined as a group again. Once you left, the scene degenerated into a handful of boys fighting over just about everything. It is calming to have you back. Why, thank you. I'm so happy to hear you say that. Speaking of meals, Elena, is it true that all they fed you was bread and wine? Right. Don't you fancy church types get anything better than that? Well, I guess there was bread, to be sure, but actually I was so nervous I really do not remember what I ate. I understand perfectly. I like it much more to eat casually like this than to be bound by formalities. How would a kid like you know about formal dining? I wouldn't have thought that Gonzola would be a fan of formal dining, hmm? Well, actually, I guess it wasn't all that fancy or formal, really. No, what I have been to is really nothing fancy or formal. It was, just a simple dinner party, nothing more. Shouldn't that have been ruined there? I could hardly eat with all those high-ranking church officials around me. I was so nervous, constantly worrying about my table manners, using my fork and knife correctly. I'll bet Elena can't even remember what she had for dinner either. Ha! In classic Elena style, and I'm buffering. So, what if I cannot remember what I ate that night? What is important is that we're all gathered together tonight. Alright, let me refresh that. There we go. So anyway, it is great to have you back, Elena. Well, in any case, it is good to be together again. We can continue to run in a pack. Together again till the end. Ha! I much prefer eating with all of you. I just hope we can continue being together. Well, what do you say? Are you done? Let's say I talk some more. Let's hear what Rowan has to say. Speaking of which, I read somewhere that in and around St. Hein, people sometimes count squeak bars to help them get to sleep. Squeak bars? You mean those white and fluffy animals? How does counting them help you sleep? Well, they say that the squeak bar invites you to dream among the clouds. Counting squeak bars makes you drowsy, eh? I will have to try that next time I cannot sleep. Huh, you have trouble sleeping sometimes? That's surprising. I never noticed. And why is that so surprising? I've had nights like that, when I have been apart from you all. I felt helpless. We all felt quite sad and lonely, seeing Elena being escorted away so suddenly like that. Oh yeah, for me it was a relief, like a big weight fell off my shoulders. Actually, Ryudo, I was still on your shoulder, and I clearly heard you say, I'll miss her, right after Elena left. But I never said anything like that. Stupid bird, you must be going deaf in your old age. Deaf or senile. Ryudo, it was good of you to share that with us. Thanks. Well, you know, it doesn't feel right when I don't have my verbal sparring partner around. Elena, please find it in your heart to forgive his awkward and futile attempts at sincerity. Sky, shut up already. Don't make me go and break your wings. I've had enough of your wisecracks. Come to think of it, I seem to recall Ryudo saying those very words. I'll miss her. What? Why are you guys painting me the sentimental type? I never said anything like that. Ryudo, I am afraid I am quite flaky. I hope you can find a way to put up with me. Oh, sure, it's true, I felt something was missing. I guess you could say I was a bit lonely. Well, anyway, I sure am glad we all get together, we all get to travel again. My eyes are going. I sure am glad that we all get to travel together again. Well, in any case, it is good to be together. Oh yeah, that's the same as before. Ryudo, everyone, thank you for caring so much about me. Let's see, talk some more. Shall I listen from Elena? Yeah, that's the same. I guess not. That's the same. Let's finish up then. Thanks for the meal. Can't wait for the next one, eh, Elena? Alright, I want to see if Merrick has anything to say. And then at that point, I'll call it a day. And on Friday, I'll be back with more Grandia too. I'm not sure I'll be streaming tomorrow or not. If I do, it'll be a Legend of Dragoon. Sometimes a path that forks in the woods returns to its origin. Perhaps it is our destiny to be together. Me too. As I was being taken to the cathedral, was wondering whether we would ever meet again. Yeah, it looks like we're all stuck with one another. We might as well try to enjoy it. Counting animals to get sleepy. There certainly are some strange customs around the world. Yeah, that's it. Mary got nothing useful to say. Whoop. Alright. So yeah, once again, thank you guys so much for watching and popping in. Next time we'll actually get to the next boss. There's not going to be that much talking. Not nearly as much. Got we're visiting one town and then another town. So Monday is going to be probably the Legend of Dragoon. Wednesday, I'm not so sure about. Set this there. And Friday will be Grandia 2. Saturday will be more Dungeon Defenders. Let's see. So I'm going to go host Zuloff this time with the Fire Emblem 4 randomizer. So thank you guys so much for watching. This is Squidicus signing off. Have a nice day, everybody. I really need to rest my throat. Have a nice day, everybody, and go ahead, count some squeak bars.